Hey everyone, my name is Dylan from Gunspot and I'm here for the ArmoryLife.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about the M1A. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the loaded M1A precision rifle. In front of me I have a M1A, but it's not just any M1A, it's a very special M1A. It is the loaded M1A, and it's not just a loaded M1A, it's a loaded M1A precision rifle, and this one is in 6.5 Creedmoor, and it has a national match barrel. And I think this thing has a lot of significance, and I'm getting ready to explain to you why. Now, the M1A isn't a new thing by any means, which is one of the reasons why I think it's awesome, because the M1A itself is truly special. I mean, it's a historical relic, it's a national relic, it's an American rifle, it's a beautiful rifle, and really it kind of all starts with, for us at least, or for many of us, with the M1 Garand. It has that, the M1 Garand, has that rotating bolt. It had that ping when the clip would fly out. Originally, chambered in 30-06. Now they have them in 308, and a beautiful rifle, an iconic rifle. Many of us know them. It's in war movies, and we loved that rifle. And then the M14 comes along, the M1A comes along, and for many of us, from as long as we can remember, the M1A and the M1 Garand have been around and have been iconic wartime rifles for as long as we can think. And I know for me personally, I've always wanted an M1A. Personally, I can remember, being a young kid, and the very first G.I. Joe I ever got came with an M1A. That was the rifle that the first G.I. Joe I ever got came with an M1A. And he came with, your normal full-length M1A with the walnut stock. And, you can still buy, obviously, those M1As, and personally, I would still like one with the wooden stock, just because of it does have that classic, iconic look that we're all used to seeing that my original G.I. Joe came with. But with this loaded precision rifle, M1A, and in 6.5 Creedmoor, now we've got a modern caliber in 6.5 Creedmoor, and we've got this precision rifle stock where it's got the adjustable cheek weld, got the adjustable stock in the back, and now, you can add scopes and things like that. And so basically what you've done is you've taken an older rifle and you've added it and you've turned it into this modern precision shooting rifle.
We have had this loaded M1A for a couple months now, and in a lot of ways I feel like it's kind of gotten overlooked to a certain extent. I haven't had the amount of rounds to just play with it and get super duper comfortable, but from my perspective, I have never been wowed by the M1A as far as accuracy. Of course, I've always shot ones that were so well used, been around literally since probably the first series hit the Marine Corps, just worn out, ragged out guns. And this one really surprised me when I first went out and zeroed it. Just one wallered out hole is what it was shooting. Of course, like any gun, you kind of have to find what ammo it likes the best, and I kind of got lucky right off the bat. This particular one loved the Hornady 120 ELD match, and that's what it shot that one wallered out whole group with. That said, it's been very consistent with everything that we fed it, within reason. We use some hunting rounds and some different grain weights, and it just, like I said, it likes some more so than others, but it's obviously a very capable rifle. The loaded M1A in this Archangel stock really gives you some features that you might normally see in a designated marksman rifle. Adjustable cheek and length of pull, which is always a nice feature if you're going to mount an optic to anything. Eye relief is super important. I know it's where I struggle, especially I've had a neck injury that I've battled for years, and so when I have to hold my head up off the stock, my consistency, really lags and suffers because of that. And so this stock really was a noticeable improvement from the standard M1A stock with an optic attached. So I like that particular component or feature that the loaded M1A offers. It's also nice when you can just easily clamp on an Atlas bipod or maybe any of the other Picatinny rail attaching type setups. But really it was set up to where all you had to do is choose your optic and your set of rings that will work in a Picatinny format, and the rifle's ready to go. It has shot well right out of the box from the first round to the last round. In addition to the obvious performance upgrades that you get in the M1A, the loaded M1A, this rifle comes from before my time, but it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the historical aspect of the M1A. It takes me back to my childhood of watching Vietnam era movies where they were carrying around the M14, and it has that factor. And every time I pull it out of the safe, people that see it immediately it's kind of one of those tried and true rifles that everybody gravitates to. I want to touch, I want to feel, I want to open the bolt. They may not have ever shot one, but they all know kind of some of the history behind this rifle, and so it literally is like old made new.